ready for some scroll sewing? Unfortunately, my friend Dale Stevens couldn't be here today. He had something that preempted. But Dale is a really good scroll saw artist. These are some examples of the extremely delicate work he just sort of plays at. He used to come in here and just play at the scroll saw and turn these out one after the other. This is just made out of a little bit of soft pine, and it's done by sawing the stock in one plane and then turning it 90 degrees and cutting the same shape. I'll show you a couple of other things he made. Here are some ornaments with inserts. This has a little candle in it, as you can see. It's the once again the same from each side, but creates a little cage. The candle is what Dale calls an insert. This one has an inserted Christmas tree in it. The tree even has a little teeny tiny, I don't know if you can see that, has a little teeny tiny star on the top of it. You could, if you wanted to, actually saw out the tree or the candle as part of the thing, that an integral part that you're making. Dale likes to do the inserts in a different wood, so that he's got here a combination of spruce and walnut. This is really, really delicate. This is nice. Look at that. Is that cool or is that cool? That some really delicate work there that he does. You download the PDF. You can see the plans for some of Dale's ornaments if you'd like to do them. I'm going to show you quickly what compound cutting is all about. If you go, we actually covered compound cutting on the bandsaw some time back. If you want to do a search for it on our index, you may want to review that, because I'll cover it in more detail there. I'm going to use, in doing these ornaments, I'm going to use some precision ground blades. This is an interesting little thing all by itself. This is a set of plastic tubes that we used to put drill bits out in. It makes a wonderful little holder and organizer for your jigsaw blades. That's one of the bane of you scroll saw artists, is keeping the blades. I mean, how can you really tell a number 5 PGT from a number 7 PGT? There's no gauge that you can run out and buy and find it. These things have a wonderful way of getting mixed up. The precision ground teeth actually can make a much smoother cut. The most teeth on most scroll saw blades are stamped out, but the precision ground blades are ground, as you would expect, and they have sharpened teeth on them. Consequently, they make a smoother cut, and that eliminates the amount of work that you have to do when you're sanding these things. I think I'd go nuts sanding a bunch of these little ornaments. Let's take this. This is a piece laid out to make the diamond shape with the inserted candle. And you'll notice, I'm going to come up close to the camera again, that the shape is laid out on 2 planes, each at 90 degrees to the other. So you cut one plane, okay, then you actually tape pieces back to the board to make it rectangular again, and you cut the other plane. In some cases, in some compound cuts, the one plane is different from the other, and you get 2 different shapes. instead of as the same as you do here. That Christmas tree ornament is like that. If you look at this, there's just one little teeny tiny change, and that is that the star, see if I can get that close enough that you can see the star. There you go. The star is one shape, okay, but if you turn it sideways, it's flat. So you actually cut two different shapes in order to make that Christmas tree. I'm just going to do the outside shape here so that you don't have to sit and watch me scroll sawing all day long. This, like lathe turning, takes a while to do. So let me go ahead and cut the outside shape of this diamond. Now what I'm doing right now is I need to turn a fairly sharp corner. The precision ground blade will not make 90-degree corners like some of the very small universal blades will. So what I'll do is I'll come up to this corner and then I'll nibble away in the waste so that I can make a big enough kerf that I can turn that corner. Nice little technique. It works well for bandsaws too, by the way. Okay, there's one piece. Are we close? If we're close enough, let me show you just how incredibly smooth that surface is. Okay, there you go. It's just really, really. I mean, that almost feels like I sanded that with 180 sandpaper. Okay, now we're going to put this back together, and tape it so that it won't come apart. In fact, as we cut pieces, we may do even more taping if this thing falls apart and I don't have a good rectangle to work with. All right. There you go. Which, as you can see, I haven't cut out the middle yet. We don't have time for that, and it's watching me saw is kind of like watching paint dry. It's not the most interesting thing in the world, but as you can see, the intersecting lines once again create a design. In this case, a three-dimensional design, and the one thing that I will caution to you is that if you do this on the scroll saw, use a skip tooth blade. The precision ground teeth blades have about half as many teeth in them as the universal blades, and there's a reason for this. When you're sawing something this thick, the stroke of the scroll saw doesn't necessarily clear the teeth from the wood, and consequently, the sawdust doesn't clear out from the gullets. So you have to choose a blade that has nice big gullets that will accept this sawdust, so it can gradually work itself loose. Now, if anybody has any questions, send them to me, and we'll get ready for the last session.